Hello kindred spirits, and welcome to our first core strengthening class. As horsewomen, it's really important for us to have a strong core so we are able to balance when we're riding our horse, and also to have a proud posture, a strong posture when we're on the ground with our horse. This is a 20-minute practice where we begin to do some postures or some stretchers to release any tension in our low back and in our hips, our psoas muscle, because a lot of the time we hold tension here from standing or walking, and it's really important that we release any tension in the low back so we can build strength from our core from a place of relaxation and not from tension, because then we can create more tension. So in this practice we'll focus on some foundational postures like the tabletop and the plank pose, downward facing dog, and locust, and begin from here to lay our foundations for the rest of the classes. Namaste. We'll begin laying on our backs in Shavasana. So just find a nice relaxed position and focus on your breath. Your deep belly breath. So maybe you want to place one hand at your belly and feel your belly rise with the inhale and fall with the exhale. Inhaling fully, expanding the belly. Exhaling, drawing the navel gently towards the spine. And then bend your knees and hug your right knee to your chest. This is a good pose to release any tension in the low back. Bring your arm to the inside of the leg, catching the big toe, coming into a half happy baby, opening your hip. And then extending the leg, stretching the back of the leg, the hamstring. You can either hold on to the toe or you can move your hands to the back of the thighs. The thigh. Coming back to happy baby. Maybe holding your hand on your other hip, grounding this hip. And then extend your leg again, pressing out through your heel, flexing the foot, feeling the stretching the back of your leg. Place your foot just below your knee, coming into thread the needle. Bring one of your arm, catching your shin, flexing both of the feet. It's a really nice stretch for your hip, for your psoas muscle. Making sure you're grounding here through your spine, through your back. And then release the feet down, hug your right knee to chest again, extending your left leg. Breathing into your low back. From here, coming into a spinal twist, guiding your knee across your body, stacking the hips, and looking in the opposite direction. Melting your shoulders onto the mat. Deep, soft breaths here. And then guide your leg back, hug your knee to chest gently. And then place your right foot on the mat, hugging your left knee in. Find your position here. Breathing deep. Directing your breath to the low back. Catch the big toe from the inside, coming into half happy baby. Your other hand on your hip, grounding this hip. Breathing deeply, stretching. And then extend your leg. Stretch through the hamstring. Really press through your foot here. Coming back to happy baby. Breathing into your hip. And extending the leg again, feeling the stretch in your hamstring. Press out through your heel. And then thread the needle, placing your foot just below the knee, flexing both feet. Your left arm comes in between your legs, and then hold on to your shin. And really ground here through your spine as you breathe. Releasing any tension. Both for the low back and the psoas here, the hip flexors. And releasing your right foot down. Hug your left knee to chest, extending the right leg. And preparing for your spinal twist. This way, guide your knee across. Melt your shoulders onto the mat. And look in the opposite direction. Over your left shoulder. Deep breaths here. It's a great pose to release any tension through the neck, all the way down through the spine. And guide your knee back, hug your knee to chest. Bring your other knee up and hug both knees. We'll come into a full happy baby here. So bring your arms to the inside, catch the big toes, or you catch the outside of your feet if that feels better for you. Maybe you want to roll a little bit side to side, releasing any tension. Just melting the knees down, breathing into any tension, creating more space with each breath. Your spine is nice and long, your neck is relaxed. And gently release. Hug the knees gently and then roll over to your side to come into a seated position. Maybe you want to sit cross-legged. You can also sit in hero's pose. Just find a good, comfortable position. Start to roll your shoulders, releasing any tension here. Rolling 3 times back and then 3 times forward. Bring your hands up in front and start flexing the hands here. So we're creating some heat into the wrists, warming up the wrists. So you inhale up and then exhale your hands down. So palms come up, exhale down. Just follow your breath. Try to isolate the movement to the wrists. And then close your fingers around your fists. Start to make circles. Also here, working with the flexibility of the wrist. This is a very good preparation for any planks and downward facing dogs. Come into a tabletop position. Place the hands under the shoulders, the knees under your hips, hip width apart. Finding a good foundation for your fingers here. We want to press into the finger pads and the knuckles to relieve any tension on the wrists. Remember this through your planks and your downward facing dogs. When you're ready, begin with cat-cow Chakravakasana. Following your breath, beginning with arching on the inhale, looking up, sinking the belly, exhaling, rounding the back, drawing the navel towards the spine, releasing the neck down. Inhale and arch, exhale and round. Follow your own breath here. So go as slow as or fast as you feel that you need, warming up the spine. And come to tabletop position again, to neutral back. Plant your toes and extend your right leg back with a flexed foot. Make sure your hips are an equal height here so the hip doesn't come up. Draw the navel towards the spine, press from your hands, and then release back to center. Both toes are plugged. Extend your left leg back. Pressing out through the heel, through the flexed foot. Navel is drawing in. Release to center. And then once more, extend your right leg. This time also extend your left arm. So it's a diagonal stretch here. Really important to keep that contraction or engagement through your belly, navel to spine, pressing out through your heel, reaching through your fingertips. Long line of energy. Release and other side. Left arm comes up, right foot. Press out for that flexed foot, reach for your fingertips. Drawing the navel in. Stay with your breath here. Don't forget to breathe. Release down to center. And widen your knees to come into Balasana, child's pose. Big toes to touch. your belly between your thighs. Make space to breathe and release your forehead to the ground. Arms comes by the side. Take a few deep breaths here, completely relaxing through the back, your shoulders, your wrists. Notice any sensations. And slowly come back up to a tabletop. Hands under the shoulders. Remember to press through the finger pads and knuckles. And let's inhale the left arm and the right foot. Exhale and round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee, rounding the back. Inhale and extend, reaching out, keeping that strong center. Inhale out. Exhale and round. Do it 5 times. Exhale, round. Inhale, release. And take a cat-cow before the other side. So neutralize the back. Center, plug the toes, lift your right leg, your left arm, and round. Inhale, extend. Exhale and round, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend, really reaching out from that strong center. And exhale, round. Inhale, extend. If you need to take a break at any time, it's too much, you can always do just a few. And then come back. Take a cat-cow again. Maybe shaking the neck a little bit, releasing any tension. Come back to tabletop, plug your toes. This time we'll just lifting your knees, hovering your knees off the ground. Draw the navel in towards the spine here, finding engagement through your abdominals. Neck is long, and release the knees down. Deep breath. And we'll walk a little bit forward and lower down onto our bellies. Take a moment here, deep breath, release your forehead to the ground. And then we inhale, come up to a locust pose. Feet are pressing together, arms are by the side, palms facing the body, thumbs down. Shoulders are drawing away from the ears, all of the back is activated. The legs are activated. Reach out through your toes and stay with a soft breath. On an exhale, slowly lower down. Bring your hands to the front, rest the side of your head. Take a few deep breaths here. Feel your belly breath, the resistance of the ground. And preparing for one more variation of the locust. Hands behind your head here. And then inhale, lift your chest, lift your legs. Reaching back through the feet again, engagement through the legs. Feel that slight resistance of the hands of the head, neck is long. Keep breathing. And slowly release. Exhale down, completely relax again. And feel this softness in your belly, in your abdominals. It's also important to completely relax between the engagements. And place your hands by your chest. Come back to a tabletop. From here, we're going to spread the fingers. We're preparing for our first downward facing dog. So pressing into the finger pads and knuckles, rooting down, plugging the toes, rolling over the knees up into downward facing dog. Keep your knees gently bent in the beginning to allow the back to be straight. You can walk the dog, bending one leg at a time, stretching out any tension in the hips, stretching out the hamstrings. And make sure to release any tension in the back. You can deeply bend your legs, allowing the belly to melt towards the thighs, feeling that length through your back. And then slowly allow your heels to come closer towards the ground. Taking a deep breath here, sitting bones reaching towards the sky. Neck is relaxed. And then inhale, float forward into a plank position. Pressing out through your heels, reaching out for the crown of your head, long line of energy, drawing the navel towards the spine. On an exhale, come back to downward facing dog. On the inhale, float forward into plank position again. and roll over to your left side onto your toes there. Roll back to center, roll out to the side of your feet to the right. And back to center. Release your knees to the ground. Release your chest and shin as well to the ground. And then slide your chest forward, coming into a Cobra Pose. Elbows are drawing towards the body. Chest and heart is shining forward, gently opening the chest, feeling our back muscles here, spinal extensors. Plug your toes in. Roll over your knees, come back to downward facing dog. Deep breath here, stretching out your back. You can always bend your knees gently to allow the back to be straight in downward facing dog. On the inhale, float forward into a plank again. Finding that strong plank. Then draw your right knee towards your right tricep. And extend it back. Inhale, draw it forward, your left knee towards your left tricep. Right knee to right. Exhaling back, inhale, come forward with your left. Right knee to right tricep. Come back, keep your belly strong, navel drawing towards the spine. Press from your hands. And know at any point if you need to come to Child's Pose. Come to Child's Pose. Completely relax your forehead to the ground. Feel your breath. Come back to a deep breath. Arms can be extended in front or by your sides. If you want some relief for your shoulders and wrists and elbows, then bring them by your sides. Take another deep breath. And then slowly come back up to tabletop. Come into a seat and bring your legs in front of you. Come a little bit forward on your mat. We're going to come down onto our backs and make sure there's enough space behind you. Then slowly lower down, feeling the engagement of your abdominals. And come to lay on your back. Your knees, your legs are still bent. Make sure you can reach your heels with your fingers. Feet are hip width apart. We're preparing for a bridge pose. Feel your breath. And inhale, lift your hips towards the sky. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. One more time. Inhale, lift your hips up. Now we're going to stay here. So really engage through your legs. Press through your feet. Make sure your knees don't splay out to the sides, but stay hip width apart. Keep pressing the hips up. If it's available, you can bring your hands in under you and clasp the hands. Get some more opening of the shoulders. Stay with your breath here. And then on the exhale, slowly lower your hips down. Take a deep breath. Bring your feet to the outside of the mat and windshield wiper your knees to one side and then to the other side. Releasing any tension in the low back. It's a neutralizing pose. And then bring both knees to chest. We're going to come into a happy baby again. So catch your big toes, allow your knees to come to the side, allow the spine and back to be long. Maybe roll, rock a little bit side to side, or just stay still. Come deep into this pose. Notice the difference from this happy baby from the one you did in the beginning of this practice. Focusing on that deep breath. And slowly release your toes, hug your knees to your chest. We're going to do one last pose, a spinal twist. Extend your arms to the side. Allow both knees to fall to the right. Stacking the hips on top of each other. And look in the opposite direction to the left, melting the shoulders. Feeling that breath moving up and down along our spine. And then slowly come back to center, knees to chest. Come to the other side, let the knees fall to the left, stacking the hips, melt your shoulders. Look in the opposite direction. Deep, soft breath here. And And next, inhale, come back to center, draw the knees to chest. Hug your knees, bring your face up towards your knees, make yourself small. And then come into Shavasana, extending your legs. Feet can be more than hip width apart. Just make sure you're comfortable. Adjust your hips so your low back is comfortable. Arms come by the sides. Make sure your neck is long. Allow your eyes to close. Feel your breath. Feel the softness in your belly. And completely relax your body. Allow yourself to be completely still and rest here. And slowly come back to your body. Start to wiggle your fingertips and your toes. Bring your arms up overhead. Completely stretch out from fingertips to toes. And then roll over to your right side. Take a deep breath here. And keeping your eyes closed, press yourself up into a seat. Draw your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with us.
If you've enjoyed our content so far, head over to our Patreon account, where you can support our podcast and channel and have exclusive access to more of our Yogi for Horsewomen classes and see the special benefits. Check the link below in our description.